What's going on, jerk-offs? Welcome to the channel. We're gonna be doing something a little different today, and I gotta say, I'm a little excited about it. Today, I'm gonna do a TV show tier list. Now, this is gonna be only of shows that I've seen, so I created the tier list myself, so you don't have to sit there and see a whole column of stuff that I didn't see. And these are only gonna really be dramas. The only comedy adjacent show I think that I put on the list was Shameless, because there was a lot of drama in it. But you're not going to see Office, you're not going to see Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're not going to see Seinfeld, you're not going to see any of that. That I'm going to do in a separate video. Also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it, and I'll even help you if you're getting jumped in public. All right, just a forewarning. There is going to be a couple of rankings in here that are going to trigger the shit out of a lot of people. There are a couple of shows in here that are so widely loved that disgust me. So you can look forward to that. So the rankings are as follows. You got S tier, which S tier is just phenomenal, perfect, nothing I would change about it. But also above that, like just a complete masterpiece. And a lot of times I watch these tier list videos and people just dole out S's and it drives me crazy. You're not gonna see that here, right? The S is a totally rare ranking. We're lucky if we get 2 in the S tier. We might get 2 or 3. So that's going to be a coveted spot. The rest is self-explanatory. You got excellent, which it's excellent, but it's not S tier. It's not generationally good. Solid is solid. I'd probably rewatch it again. It's solid. I enjoyed it. It's not bad. It's nothing to write home about. Then you got ugh. Ugh is bad. For whatever reason, it's just bad. And finally, you got S. That's a show that's not just bad, because ugh is bad. It's ass. So let's jump into this. So first we got Bates Motel. So here's the thing with Bates Motel. I watched it a long time ago. It stars Freddie Highmore. If you don't know who he is, I believe he was the kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So he's a good actor. He's in what's that show with the doctor? Is it The Good Doctor, I think? And apparently that's a good show. Haven't seen it. Here's my thing with Bates Motel. I did enjoy watching it. However, it made me uncomfortable because for any of you who watched the show, I felt that there was like a sexual tension between him and his mother, and it creeped me the fuck out. I don't know if I was the only one who caught that, and normally I'd put it under it's aight, but it ain't. It actually made me stop watching the show. And listen, it's not that I don't want to be uncomfortable when I watch things, but the show needs to bang if I'm gonna look past that weird shit. So Bates Motel, ugh. So next we got Yellowstone. Yellowstone, I absolutely loved. My biggest problem with Yellowstone is, but that's a lot of these shows, is a lot of newer shows are just unrealistic. There's a lot of unrealistic shit that goes on, like bombings at lawyers' offices and shit, like very gimmicky stuff. But I thought the writing was really good. I thought the characters were fantastic. John Dutton is a boss, and normally it would be excellent, but Taylor Sheridan, the showrunner, had problems behind the scenes with Kevin Costner. Then the show had to get rushed off the air because Kevin Costner wanted to do some other dumb project similar to Game of Thrones, where they rushed Game of Thrones off the air because the guys wanted to go do Star Wars. So you leave a masterpiece to go do a piece of shit and ruin the masterpiece. So at one point I would have said it was excellent, but to me it's still, considering all of that, it's still solid to me. Succession, fantastic. I felt it was a much needed hit by HBO. It came around at the perfect time. I binged watch it. That's enough for me. I wouldn't really put it in the excellent category. I wasn't totally enthralled and clinging on, and I'm very careful and stingy in also giving out an excellent rating for a show. I will definitely call it solid though. Ray Donovan. So the thing is with Ray Donovan is I actually started watching it when it first aired years ago, and I loved it. My favorite character was I think his name was Sully Sullivan, who was played by James Woods, the guy who strangled his wife, and he was supposed to, I believe, be like a knockoff Whitey Bulger. John Voight is fantastic in it. It's just an all-around great show. But my biggest problem with Ray Donovan is there was never like overarching seasonal themes that made me say this is a much watch. I can't miss an episode. But the performance of John Voight in it is just so fucking phenomenal. I mean, fantastic, that it's gotta go into the solid category. House. Ooh, Hugh Laurie. Hugh. Fire. I love House. I always did. Now, after a while, does the theme get monotonous? Somebody comes in, they have a disease. Nobody can figure it out. Dr. House finally figures it out. The person lives, they walk out, the family smiling. Dr. House pops a couple of fucking Xanax. Boom, closing credits. For that monotonous formula, I cannot rank it as excellent. And I'm a little biased because I've been watching it for years, but I mean, it's just solid. It's solid. And I do like a show sometimes where you can jump in anywhere, right? Like, let me put House on in the background. Let me do like season 3, episode 12, and you can watch the episode stand alone. I don't always like that. That's more of like a sitcom-y type deal, but it works for House. And yeah, there are a lot of threads in it that you'll miss, but for the most part, you can enjoy a standalone episode. Love House. Black Mirror. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know. I've heard that it's got a lot of hate. I don't know why. I'm a fucking sucker for Black Mirror. Whenever I see a new Black Mirror episode or a new Black Mirror season comes out, I'm like, boom, right away. My only bone of criticism with it, my bone of contention is, I think they're doing like 5-episode seasons now. I wish they were longer, but you know what? They're mastering quality over quantity, and I could appreciate that. And yes, it's the modern day Twilight Zone. People are like, well, no, it's a different thing. Shut the fuck up. It's a modern day Twilight Zone. I love Twilight Zone, therefore I love Black Mirror. Black Mirror has to be, and it's also another one that's totally, there's no threads. It's 100% standalone episodes, and normally I can't rank those too high. I like an overarching seasonal series with threads through it. But I think Black Mirror is so uniquely fucking fantastic that it's gonna have to be our first excellent, guys. I love it. Oh god, I can't believe this one's coming up this early. Ooh, I don't even know where to get started on Game of Thrones. Let me start off by saying this. Everybody had a pussy powwow over the final 2 seasons, and guys, I understand it. Those 2 piece of shit showrunners wanted to go do Star Wars. Guess what? Another hot take. I fucking hate Star Wars. I've never sat through a movie. I've gotten through 15 minutes and I'm like, I get it. Enough. So I had an extra visceral reaction to the fact that they destroyed one of, if not the favorite show of mine to go do that fucking overrated hot garbage that's been fucking ran into the ground that is Star Wars. Enough of Star Wars. And they decided to ruin the last 2 seasons of the show. Now, Game of Thrones, easily S tier, right? Easily S tier. From the beginning up until those final 2 seasons. Now, people put a permanent mark on Game of Thrones because of that. I think that that's fucking insane. I don't think that that's fair. I think the show was so well done for so long that were the last 2 seasons bad? Yes, but they were only worse in comparison to how good the beginning of the series was. But it's not perfect, and like I said, S tier, it has to be perfect, and those last 2 seasons did do a lot of fucking damage. Although I don't hate those last 2 seasons as much as everybody else did. I do think what they did with the White Walkers was a fucking disgrace. How do you build it up that long, an existential threat, and then I don't know if I'm spoiling anything. Mute the next 2 seconds. The fucking White Walker gets whacked that easily with a knife. He gets knifed like he's fucking like he's walking through a park in London. I mean, what is that shit? And then boom, White Walkers are done. Horrible. But before that, it was an S tier show, but I got to put it in excellent still. I'm sorry, I think about it all the time. I want it to fucking come back, even though it's not gonna come back. Just such a masterpiece. And at one point, it was my #1 series. Okay, guys, this is one not a lot of you heard of, I guarantee it. If you listen to nothing else I ever tell you in my life, listen to this. Look up a show called Gomorrah. It is based on a Napolitan mafia clan in Italy. And yes, I know it's not in English. You're gonna have to do subtitles, or you could do that shit where they dub over it in English and the mouth doesn't match how they talk. I'd rather do subtitles. I need to hear the actors and the characters, the inflections in their voice, and not have some fucking guy from Youngstown, Ohio dubbing over some guy in Italy and his mouth not matching the words. So I put on the subtitles. I thought I would hate subtitles until I actually watched Narcos, which we'll get to, and then I kind of got used to it. And funny enough, I actually had to watch Game of Thrones with subtitles too, because at a lot of points I could not understand those T-Taxing motherfuckers. But when I tell you Gomorrah is just so fantastic, the character development, this is when I'm not going to spoil anything about it because I guarantee most of you haven't watched it, although it is on HBO Max. I highly recommend it. It has some of the best character development I've ever seen. One of the main characters starts off as a total jerk off and just ends up being a fucking monster. And a lot of times shows try to do that and force it down your throat, and it doesn't work. Like, even with Walter White in Breaking Bad, they did that. He started off as a total jerk off, just a joke, and then he kind of became a badass, but they kept his personality kind of intact. He was still kind of a nerd and a little bit of a jerk off even when he was a badass. This guy just totally has a fucking 180. One of the main characters. And it's also like Game of Thrones too, where you never know who's gonna die and when they're gonna die. Phenomenal. And I told you guys I don't do this lightly. Gomorrah is S tier. There's just nothing I would change about it. Not a thing. It was so goddamn good. Oh, okay. Sons of Anarchy, another cult classic. So I gotta be honest. My first attempt, I made it through the first episode. I didn't get through it. I do that a lot. I'm just not ready to invest in a series because I'm a total binge watcher. I'll watch a whole series. I've watched whole series in a week. And a lot of times I'm in a mood where if the show doesn't grab me in the first episode, I'll go rewatch a show I already saw. I have to be in the right mindset to get into a show. So once I watched Sons of Anarchy the second time, I fell in love with it. It was so good. Ron Perlman, even though in real life a lot of people don't like him, I fucking love Ron Perlman. His acting, anything he's in, I think he's fantastic. I loved the mother, Jack's mother in it. I thought what a fucking great actor, and her character. A lot of times I like the villain, and I guess you can look at her as a villain. You know, I'm gonna spoil some stuff here too, but when the mother whacked the girl, the baby mama at that point, I totally agreed with her, to be honest. I fucking hated Jax's wife at that point. She was just a piece of shit. Everybody felt bad. I didn't. I was glad she was gone, and I rooted for the mother. And then when he finally did what he did to her, you know what I mean? Then he was fucking dead to me. Overall, with Sons of Anarchy, I did try and go back and do a rewatch, and I thought it would be smooth, but I actually backed out in episode 2. I don't know why, but I'm gonna jump back into it definitely, and I'm gonna do a rewatch. The only problem with Sons of Anarchy, and I'm gonna try and not let this affect me, is that I haven't seen it in a long time. I watched it years ago, and with some of these you're gonna see some recency bias. Like I just watched The West Wing, which just has an insane amount of episodes. Sons of Anarchy, like, I don't throw excellent out there lightly. I have to rewatch it, and this can be amended, but at this point I know for a fact, with 100% honesty, that it was definitely solid. Next we got Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers, I did enjoy Band of Brothers. It was a smaller series, there was less episodes, but I got really into it. I thought it was completely well done. I think if you know and you've watched Band of Brothers, a lot of people will rate it. A lot of people probably rate it S tier. I'm not there. I'm not even on excellent. It was solid to me. Band of Brothers was solid. El Chapo. So I don't know what happened with El Chapo, because I did watch it to the end and I enjoyed the watch. I definitely enjoyed the watch, but I don't know if I watched it because I was in a Narcos kick, because the first 2 seasons of the Narcos is some of my favorite television ever. And maybe I wasn't charitable by comparison when I watched El Chapo. But the fact that I can't remember one line in an episode is not a ringing endorsement for the show. But I know for a fact it wasn't bad, and I did enjoy the watch because I watched it to the end. So for now, I'll put El Chapo on the... It's aight. Ooh, okay, here's another controversial one, and one that obviously is still on the air, and one that I did watch recently. That's House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones spinoff. All new writers and show creators. George R.R. Martin apparently plays a bigger role in this show than he played in Game of Thrones, although apparently now there's a falling out. Here's my problem with House of the Dragon. They overcorrected, right? The biggest criticism to the end of Game of Thrones was they rushed it. They try and wrap everything up. The problem is with House of the Dragon, it's the opposite. Everything moves so goddamn fucking slow that every season seems like a trailer for the following season. The second season was just a bunch of bullshit politicking, which is great. Like, the first few seasons of Game of Thrones hit that tone perfectly, but you knew that there was going to be a climax towards the end of each season. House of Dragons is like a guy who's on too many SSRIs and just keeps fucking and can never fucking, you know what I mean? It's just, you don't get any payoff at the end, and it's infuriating. And I forgave it in the beginning, but I can't forgive it anymore, dude. I can't get to the final episode and just be like, oh, okay, I have to wait. I'm fine. I'll just sit here and watch them talk and have it just as exciting as a season 3 episode in any other series, and just sit there like a jerk off and, all right, I guess I gotta wait another 2.5 years. No, it has so much fucking potential. That's the thing that drives me crazy about it. It had so much potential, and they're just squandering it. And I was willing at one point to give it an excellent, actually. And it's the shit they pulled in season 2 on us was so fucking egregious, and I don't trust them to fix it, because now they might overcorrect and kill the whole flow of the show. They already set a tone. I can't believe I'm saying this, but House of the Dragon, at this point, they have time to redeem themselves. Ugh. Just ugh. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, there's great scenes with Damon, and you know, there's just some great moments in it. But you cannot give your viewer blue balls like that just because you're trying to overcorrect from those 2 jerk-offs that ruined Game of Thrones. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. We'll see if they turn the ship around. Okay, wow. All right, we're on a little bit of a roll here of a lot of controversial ones. And here's one that, like Game of Thrones, came out of the gate like a lion and went out like a fucking lamb. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I watched it. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Come on, man. Negan with the baseball bat. Is that not some of the best fucking TV? Is that not one of the greatest villains in TV history? Just so goddamn phenomenal. And just great television, great characters. Rick. I loved Rick. It was zombies. Like, the whole thing revolved around that, which I love, and that's what The Walking Dead is supposed to be. The governor with the fucking eye patch, remember the governor? Fantastic. It got so bad and went on so long, and this is why, like, shows need to end with you wanting more, right? Like, you cannot drag a show on too long. I selfishly, I always want a show to go. Like, I wish Game of Thrones went 25 fucking seasons and just went in perpetuity, like it was Monday Night Raw or something. But that kills the show. It just does. And Walking Dead is a perfect example of that. It got so bad that I stopped watching. Around season 9, I'm just like, holy shit. I was so invested in the show and I can't stomach it anymore. It was just like, ugh. It was like becoming a chore. That's bad, dude. That is no fucking way to run a show to the point where the viewer at the end is nauseated by it. But with Negan, and a lot of the moments in the show were so good that I can't just put it under ugh. I can't do it, because they did give you payoffs. Unlike House of the Dragon, which is a total fucking ugh. Walking Dead would pay you off at the end of the seasons. They had some great season finales, but it's so bad that I didn't finish it. But it had a chance being an excellent show. I was leaning towards solid, but no, it's like, it's its own worst enemy. It went on too long. If it would have ended at like season 7 or something, I mean, we're talking excellent television. Now it's like, and I don't even know if it's still going on. Apparently there's a spin-off or something with Daryl or whatever the fuck. They better not continue this goddamn thing, because it's gonna roll right into ass territory in a New York minute. Shameless is fun. It's a fun show. I like Frank Gallagher. I actually had like a weird connection to the deadbeat mother that Fiona bitch slapped in the coffin, which was like one of the scenes like people don't talk about enough, but how dark and dystopian that scene was, that she like slapped the shit out of her mother's corpse at her mother's open casket wake. That made me hate Fiona. Like, no matter how much of a piece of shit your mother is, you don't fucking paintbrush her while she's laying dead in a coffin. You know what I mean? But it was fun. But it's like, okay, I get it. You know, after a while, it's like, you know, they had some comedy elements and whatnot. Also, another thing that I haven't seen, I saw it once, I haven't seen it again. A lot of these shows I've given a few watches to. Shameless, though, I will definitely, it's not enough to be solid for me. It's just not my cup of tea fully. So it's I'd watch it. It's The Shy. Here's the problem with The Shy, right? A lot of you probably haven't even heard of it. I believe it's a Showtime show, and I watched it, and it's another one, man, where I swear to God, I'm 31 years old. I don't have Alzheimer's, okay? I don't remember a fucking thing that happened in the show. Nothing stuck with me. Not a thing. But I don't remember it being nauseatingly shitty. You know what I mean? So it wasn't something where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, this is horrible. It was more like, you know what I mean? Like you smelled piss face. That was it. It's just, ugh. I don't recommend it. It's a waste of time. You're not gonna fucking remember anything. Dexter. Woo, another one, man. So good, so unique, just its own thing. His sister Deborah, you got the surprise motherfucker meme that came out of Dexter with Dokes and everything. So Dexter was a great show. I remember I watched the first episode when it aired live with my grandfather, and it was like nothing I ever seen before. And just the music, dun 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 dun, and he's cutting the fucking ham and shit. Then you got the Trinity Killer and all that shit. Oh, the Trinity Killer was so fucking good. This show was so good. I don't know if I really include that. Remember they did the sequel where they're fucking in upstate New York, and Harrison, his son, is all grown up and shit. Like, if I add that in, this is gonna really like go down, because like I understood it, like, oh, it was okay, but it wasn't in the same vein as Dexter to me. Like I said, I don't hand out excellent lightly. Dexter, absolutely just solid show. Just a solid show. Another one where I've had multiple rewatches. Just great. Oh, okay. Breaking Bad. Come on, man. Like, can you think of a fucking out of nowhere better show that just came out of nowhere? A show that had no business being that good. But if you really think about it, the plot is so good. Like a nerdy, like, it's because it's so simple. Like, I don't like convoluted shows like, hey man, you kind of read into this because this is like the hidden meaning that you're gonna, I can respect that for certain shows like a Game of Thrones or something that's extremely political and shit like that, and has a lot of heraldry and background. But I appreciate a show where you could just sit down and there's a plot and you know the plot, right? He's a broke cancer-ridden high school teacher nerd that out of desperation starts selling meth and just gets into a whole shitload of trouble and a bunch of shit happens. God, what an easy plot to follow. And you could do so much with it, and it was just so good. Now, my only bone of contention with Breaking Bad is totally unrealistic shit. When he throws that meth rock and he blows up a whole building with all those New Mexican drug dealers in it, but nobody dies. Like, motherfuckers just walk out with like singed eyebrows and they're like, okay, I'll buy it from you, bro. Like, it's just unrealistic shit happened the whole time. We build makeshift guns in his trunk and it just fucking whacked all those white supremacists. Too much. There was too much. They didn't have to do all that, although it did add to the show, but I have to punish it a little for that, but not much, man, because it was an S tier. It was an S tier, but I'm gonna put it up there with Game of Thrones, and that's good company, man. Trust me. I'm not like these other people create tier lists. Excellent is like fucking like excellent. Think of it this way, like on the fucking Dave Portnoy pizza scale, excellent's like a 9.5. S is 10 out of 10. You can't change anything about it. The thing is phenomenal, start to finish. So this show is excellent. Okay, here's another one. A lot of big names in here, man. Here's another one. We got Squid Games. First season of Squid Games, fantastic. Second season, I think second season, right? It's only 2 seasons right now. Borderline fucking unwatchable because it just went away from what it was the first season. The first season, there was a lot of suspense. It's like, you don't know what this is, who's behind all this shit. Second season, they like pulled the curtain back. They kind of humanized the people behind the masks a little too much. There was just too much gimmicky shit. Like, we're gonna take them down, and the main character's gonna be a hero, but it doesn't happen. A bunch of people get shot. It's like, no, that's not what the fucking show was, okay? But I don't think that they could have really did a second season the same way as the first season without the show becoming monotonous. So I kind of understand where they're coming from here with this show, but I just think they shouldn't have done the second season. So, but I can't sit here and say I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? But I for that reason, I can't make it solid. It's too gimmicky. And like I said at the top, when motherfuckers are running around calling something the greatest show of all time, it better be great when I watch it, because that's gonna hurt its rating even more. And that's what takes this down from a solid to it's I can leave it, I can take it or leave it. I think there was an extension. They're coming out with a season 3 or something. I don't fucking know. We'll see what they do with that. Like I said, not all these shows are completed, and it's unfair to fully judge them while they're not completed. But there's a theme here that you're gonna notice, especially in the S and excellent category, is all the first few seasons are flawless. So if a show has like an underwhelming second season, it's very rare that they come back and have a phenomenal third season. You know what I mean? So my hopes aren't too high for it to really recover. Narcos. Okay. I lived in Oregon for a little while, and I watched the shit out of Narcos while I was out there and had nothing to do because I lived in Oregon. It's shitty. And Narcos was just so good. The first 2 seasons was so phenomenal with Pablo Escobar, the actor that played him. It got me sitting there rooting for a murderous, selfish, gluttonous piece of shit drug dealer that blew up planes like a fucking lunatic and killed innocent people. I'm sitting there, I'm rooting for him. If you can get the viewer to do that, that's big. You know what I mean? Like, but another thing, Narcos after the second season, you didn't have Pablo Escobar. You had the Cali Cartel. Believe it or not, the Cali Cartel season was actually also pretty solid. It was pretty solid, and I enjoyed it. Pancho, I thought Pancho was fantastic. And it's funny because they were the villains in the first 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden they're the protagonists in the 3rd season, which is hard. Not only that, to do all that and make the show so good, and you wanted to make it really authentic, so you did subtitles instead of changing the language to English. It actually ruined every other drug dealer movie or TV series for me, because when I see Colombian or Mexican drug lords speaking English in movies, it actually now, because of Narcos, takes me out of it. It's like fucking, it's inauthentic to me now because of Narcos. So Narcos actually did that. Like, it's impossible to ruin Scarface, but it's like, you're telling me when Tony Montana and his guys are alone in the office, they're Cuban immigrants, they're not speaking Spanish. It's gimmicky. It's a little bit, you know what I mean? It's corny. So Narcos, the first 2 seasons were, honestly, the first 2 seasons were S tier, and the 3rd season was solid. So we'll even it out, and we're gonna put Narcos, I'll probably rate it higher than most people. I just love it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, because it's also historically accurate for the most part. Narcos is excellent. It's just an excellent show. I can't believe I'm putting it up there with Game of Thrones. These last 2 seasons really fucked Game of Thrones up, man. It just did. Tulsa King. Oh, Sylvester Stallone. Okay, so here's the deal with Tulsa King. Another show that is not done yet. It's still going. It's got the same showrunner as Yellowstone. I think it's Taylor Sheridan. And Sylvester Stallone is just phenomenal. But the show, it's too comedy adjacent for me. It's, you know, it's quirky. It's just kind of gimmicky and stuff like that. Like, I enjoy it, but by no means is this some sort of cutting edge show. It's got great reviews and everything because there is a lot of comedy in it. And, you know, Sylvester Stallone is just, I mean, come on, Rocky. He's a national treasure. So he gets a lot of leeway from the press. But it's you know what I mean? Like, and it's something in theory, because I love mafia shows. It's something in theory that should have ranked higher for me, because I'm like their target audience here. And it's you know, it's just not, it doesn't do it for me. Again, it can manifest into something better. We'll see if it goes that route. It's not done yet, but as of right now, it's Oh, Oz. I love Oz. I'm actually very surprised at how little amount of people have seen Oz. If you haven't seen Oz, I highly recommend it. It's like HBO's like original drama series. It came even before The Sopranos. It was in the late 90s. Such a good prison show. And man, if you need any motivation to stay the fuck out of prison, watch Oz. It's such a good concept. The characters in it, it's just such a fantastic show. The plot, the chaos, I mean, it's just got everything you want in it. There's horrendously graphic shit in there. Oz is, I mean, it's a fantastic show. And normally I'd rank it solid, because based on my criteria, it fits more in the solid category. But I just enjoyed it so much that it might be on the tail end of excellent, but I don't think I can, in good conscience, rate Oz on the same level as Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. I can't do it. But it's at the top level of solid. It just is. Oh God, are you kidding me? You guys see what's next? The Sopranos. I mean, what can I say about it? What can I say about this fantastic fucking masterpiece? That's the only way to explain it. Without The Sopranos, 90% of the shit on this list ain't here. Breaking Bad, none of it. It's not here. The one thing about The Sopranos is you will never see that type of, because it's not marketed as a comedy. It's a phenomenal drama, but it's also the funniest show I've ever seen in my fucking life. The humor in there, I have no idea who wrote the humor, but madon. It's responsible for probably at least half of my top 10 belly laughs in life. That's how fucking funny it is. James Gandolfini is forever immortalized. It's just, it's the greatest show ever made, hands down, and there's not a close second. Sopranos, come on. It's the measuring stick. I might have seen it 14 times. I think I'm about 5 watches away from being like Jack Nicholson in the fucking Cuckoo's Nest, just catatonic. I've watched it so many times, it's got to be messing with my head. Just so good. Okay, we got Raising Kanan. Here's what I'm gonna do. Since Raising Kanan is a spin-off of Power, I'm gonna rank Power first. Fuck it, I make the rules, all right? Power's entertaining and it's fun, but my god, is it just so unrealistic, and it's honestly pretty corny. The plot lines are fucking corny. After a while, it just started to become too cartoonish. People love Power, and I understand that. I mean, I enjoyed watching it, don't get me wrong. I had a blast watching Power. And it does have a cult following to the point where it's got, it's got a shitload of spin-offs. The acting is good, and there was not really anything like it predating it. But if you're gonna do like a drug dealer movie, it should. I like realism. I don't like, this kabuki shit. And there's a lot of that going on in Power, and I'm gonna have to rate it. It's It's just I wouldn't really rewatch it. A lot of people like it better than I do. It's barely. Ugh. Now, Raising Kanan, that one was good for what it was trying to do. Like the actor that played the young 50 Cent, the young Kanan, so good. I mean, it was him. Like it didn't take me out of it at all. Just his cadence, even his voice, even his mannerisms, everything. So just for that reason, because I wasn't really married to the plot, it's just, it takes me out of it when unrealistic shit happens. Like some fucking street corner drug dealer kills a mafia boss like that. Guys, that would never fly in real life. It just would never happen. So even little shit like that, it's just it takes me out of it. But I mean, it never really had a chance of being solid, but just because of how good that kid plays the young 50 Cent, it's Queen of the South. Fuck Queen of the South. Queen of the South is a steaming pile of shit. If I cannot like the main character, not like, oh, I despise the main character, because that brings out some emotion. If the main character is just not convincing, the protagonist, and I mean, I fucking hated her. I couldn't buy her. She pissed me off from the first episode. The series sucked. All right? It sucked. I know a lot of people like it. It was one of Netflix's worst shows. Queen of the South is a steaming pile of shit. If you haven't watched it, don't. Ozark gets a lot of hate. I feel like Ozark gets a lot of hate. I enjoyed Ozark, honestly, for a while there until the final season, and I thought for what it was pretty entertaining. It was kind of a kooky, unrealistic plot, but I mean, not everything has to be fully realistic. And the Ozark was solid. It's not really worth a rewatch, but it's definitely worth one watch. It is very entertaining. You never know, what's coming up. I like Ozark. The West Wing. Okay, I actually just finished The West Wing, and holy shit, are there a lot of episodes. I think there's 22 episodes, and forgive me if I'm wrong, 7 seasons or six or 7 seasons. I don't even know how many. There's hundreds of episodes of West Wing, and they're long. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not like Seinfeld where there's hundreds of episodes and shit's like 28 minutes with commercials and everything. This, at points, dragged the fuck on, and this show definitely is not for everyone. It just isn't. You have to be a fan of, civics and politics and shit like that to be able to like this show. The thing with West Wing is, I have the opposite reaction as most people. A lot of people liked it better when Aaron Sorkin, the original creator of West Wing, was in there for the first 4 seasons. And then when he left, they didn't like it, right? Because it kind of lost its way. I'm the opposite. I fucking hated the first 4 seasons. I suffered through them. They just dragged. I'm sorry. If you want to sit there and see fucking, 2 low-level White House staffers fight with a senator from or a congressman from fucking Idaho about a bill about abortion, and the whole fucking season is based off of that, and then like the climax is they passed the bill and everybody's drinking and partying, then you like the first 4 seasons. But if you want to see motherfuckers get shot at, assassination attempts, foreign wars and shit, then you watch the later seasons of West Wing. But to get into it, you have to. The only thing is, Rob Lowe was gone after the first 4 seasons, and I didn't like that. But other than that, I loved West Wing. I definitely did. But I can't rank it up there with the big dogs. It's on the higher end of solid. I'll give it that. Twilight Zone. Okay, another like. So Twilight Zone's an absolute fantastic classic, right? And there's no thread. You can watch singular shows like you could do with Black Mirror. It's right there with Black Mirror. It's the only black and white shit that comes out of that era, that and Honeymooners. That's just absolutely so well done. It's just the Twilight Zone. If you haven't seen it, Twilight Zone goes before Black Mirror because, if we're ranking, I'm not even going to rank them like this, but I'm just going to, if we're going to be here saying that Black Mirror is excellent, then Twilight Zone is better, because without Twilight Zone, Black Mirror doesn't exist. Just the concepts of the episodes, and for the times that they created Twilight Zone. I mean, what was it? I think it was the 60s. I might even be off by that. It might even been earlier than that. Twilight Zone, masterpiece. All right, guys. Ass hated you. You is a piece of shit. Okay? I hate it. I've watched it. I tried to get through it, and it's just horse shit. Nothing pulled me in on you. I know people love you. I can't stand it. The main character was like a robot. I couldn't relate. The plot was it sucked. I feel like you liked the smell of its own farts, if that makes sense. And I fucking hate shows like that. It was trying to do too much. You is ass. I couldn't get through it. If I can't get through it, it's ass. Because if I can get, and don't be like, oh, you have no attention span. Motherfucker, I got through 7 seasons, hundreds of episodes of fucking West Wing, all right? I can make it through shows. So if I can't make it through some dumb half-ass thing that fucking, people with 71 IQs watch and love, then that's the show's fault. It's not mine. You sucks. Now, we got Deadwood. Oh, I love Deadwood. Deadwood should have had way more goddamn time. It should have had way more seasons. It had so much potential. Deadwood did drag at times. It definitely did, but the actors in it and the characters, oh, they were so good. And I love Old West. I love Old West series. And the thing is, with Westerns, like, they have produced some of the greatest movies. They have whole channels that just play Westerns 24/7. There's no fucking good Western series. All they did was Deadwood for a few seasons, and then it was gone, and now they're trying to do other ones. And then, I mean, how the fuck can we not have a premier series in that genre? It's one of the greatest genres in all time. It just is. It's fantastic. And Deadwood is the closest we got to that. But it was too short-lived. And there was also times too where they were trying to do too much in Deadwood. But it was realistic. It was the character. I mean, the ambiguity in the beginning where you don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad, and all this shit. I love that. Deadwood is on the higher end because, like I said, I don't just dole out excellent. Deadwood is on the high end of solid. It just is. It's a solid show. Boardwalk Empire, man. Nucky Thompson. There is such good shit in that show. That's another show I rewatched. I think I watched it. I think I only watched it twice, maybe 3 times. Harrow. Fucking Harrow. The guy who played Al Capone. Holy shit. If you've seen it though, you know Harrow, man, would have the face. Whenever you saw Harrow show up, you knew motherfuckers were gonna get mowed down. One of the greatest characters ever, one of the most underrated characters. Steve Buscemi as Nucky Thompson was just so good. He was such a dick. They had like really good like racial elements in it to where it wasn't nauseating. You know how like they always try and teach you a racial lesson in all these shows? Boardwalk had really cool racial elements and they did it well done and it was accurate for its time. I know a lot of people didn't like towards the end how it ended. I don't give a fuck. See, like I'm more forgiving on how shows end. Unless it's Game of Thrones where it literally got knocked down from an S to excellent. But you know what? I'm actually very forgiving about the Game of Thrones ending as well. But Boardwalk, like, I don't even know what everybody's bone of contention is with the ending. I thought the ending was fine. I had no problem with the ending. And I thought the show was so good it could carry its way through that. Boardwalk is excellent. It just is. It's excellent. And, you know, anything I can continuously rewatch and enjoy it each time is, it belongs in that category. Narcos Mexico. Now, like I said, I rank Narcos a lot higher than a lot of people did. So, Narcos Mexico is going to be under more scrutiny than had it been a standalone show. My thing with Narcos Mexico, it just didn't measure up, right? It just didn't. I went into watching Narcos and, you know, I was comparing it to the original, which was bad. It was about marijuana. It was in Mexico. They actually had cameos from the original Narcos. They even had the Pablo Escobar character do a cameo, which I fucking loved. But other than that, it's another show where I can't remember high spots. I just can't. So for that reason, it's something I would kind of like compare to the El Chapo series. You know, it's all right. Like you can sit there and watch it and enjoy yourself, but you know what I mean? The Pacific. Okay. So age-old argument between people. Band of Brothers or the Pacific. I don't even think it's a fucking conversation. I think Band of Brothers takes a steaming shit on the Pacific. Not to say that the Pacific is bad. It's definitely well done. And standalone, if I didn't watch it right after Band of Brothers, it may have gotten a better rap for me. But I just enjoyed Band of Brothers. And in comparison to the Pacific, plus the Pacific spans, the Pacific stands that always sit there and shit on Band of Brothers, like, oh, the Pacific is so much better. You just don't understand. Fuck that. Okay, I know what I liked. I know what I watched. Band of Brothers takes a shit on Pacific, but Pacific is also a great watch. Like, not by much. That's the thing. So I cannot rate the Pacific below Ozark. So the Pacific is solid. It's just solid. Okay, Billions is what I'm pretty sure. Paul Giamatti, anything that fucking pig looking motherfucker is in is a must watch. I love Paul Giamatti. What was it? One of his best roles was in a movie I suggested highly that you watch it, called The Illusionist. That was great. Billions wasn't my cup of tea though. I don't know what it was about it. After a while I got bored watching it. It's like, you know, hedge fund movies and shit. Like Wolf of Wall Street was good because there was like a lot of comedy. It was entertaining. Plus it's a Scorsese film. Anything he touches spins into gold. But, you know, I would never rewatch it. There's a lot of monotonous shit going on there. No, just not my cup of tea. Paul Giamatti carries it. He just does because he's that damn good. All right, you ready? Here's the point where a good chunk of you are probably gonna take your phone and throw it against the wall. This is the hottest take you will ever probably see in a tier list video, and it may enrage you. And I'm not doing this. I swear I'm not doing this as rage bait. This is how I truly feel. The Wire is ass. The Wire is a piece of unwatchable shit. The Wire is horrendous ass. Okay? Here's why. Like I said before, you're looking at a human being who sat through the West Wing, okay? And I'm not the only one. I have a buddy that watched it to the end because I couldn't get through it, okay? I had to suffer. I had 2 attempts, right? I started the first season, I got to season 3. I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't fucking follow this sitting around in a goddamn police station talking about all this bullshit. I gotta sit there and try and follow it. They take no time to connect you to the characters or set shit up slowly. It's just a bunch of motherfuckers sitting there chatting. There was no redeeming characters anywhere in it, main characters. It was asshole fucking cops that were just, they were TV cops, you could tell. It shot through the screen. So the next time I watched it, I white knuckled it all the way through the first season. And I still sat there and it was a chore. It was a chore to watch. I'm sure that it's, I really am. I'm giving a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure it's probably good if you get through the whole thing. I mean, I don't know, man. Because people tell me, oh, if you got the season 2, you should have been hooked. It didn't get me. I don't know what the fuck it is about this show. I hate it. I tried 3 times because everybody told me how good this show is. I don't just it. I don't just think it's like ugh. I think it's unfucking watchable. I can't watch it. For me to sit there and get like tightness in my chest and get like fucking agita and shit because this is such a drag. Like it's just dragging me through and it's just like I'm not ready. I can't fucking zero in on it. It sucks. Sorry. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul did a lot than Breaking Bad, but it wasn't as entertaining, if that makes sense. I think that it was more thoughtful. It was more intricate. I think that the writers, there was a lot more talent there. And come on, Saul Goodman, fantastic character, and it does its, its backstory. It does take me, I know, this is nitpicky. It does kind of take me out of the show a little bit when in Breaking Bad, which is supposed to take place after Better Call Saul, that Gus Fring looks like Barack Obama in his first term. And then in the prequel, which is supposed to be years earlier, he looks like Barack Obama at fucking Jimmy Carter's funeral with the Paulie Walnuts gray in his fucking hair. It's just, it takes me out. It same with Mike. Mike looked older. Saul himself looked older, and it kind of took me out of it, but that's not, it's too nitpicky, right? The writing overcame that, and they did a lot good. It just wasn't, it just was not the same. It really was not the same as Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's the OG, but Better Call Saul is just, it's a solid TV show. It just is. It's solid. Okay, here's one you guys probably never heard of. Gravesend. Gravesend, you're gonna be surprised by how I rank it. Gravesend is a Amazon Prime series. It is so poorly done that it is comical. Like, you watch this and you're gonna be like, holy shit, this is so poorly done. Like the 5 families, I think like they didn't even make fictional families. They just took the real 5 families and just changed their name a little bit. I think like the Gambinos are like the Gambinis. I think the Genovese are like the Janessa, and it's just so fucking corny. The main character, I forget, William DeFay, I forget his fucking name. The guy who's the main character is such horseshit. He sucks. Everything he's in, he played Sammy DeBull in the Gotti movie, and it was just shitty. He sits there with his 15-pound nose, and he just sucks. And the show is so bad, but it's one of those shows that's so bad that it's good, because they have some fucking, the characters in there, the casting is so good. Like, you got Andrew Dice Clay playing a captain in a mob family. How fantastic is that? That is so good. I know that it's ass. Like, it's the worst made show by far of all these. It is. It is one of the shows that it's a guilty pleasure that I have the most fun watching. I sit and watch this show and I'm having fun. I enjoy it because of how fucking bad it is. And for that reason, I can't, in good conscience, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I can't, because I sit there and I enjoy the show. Like, I check to see when the third season is. And yes, I am fucking ashamed by that fact, right? I feel like I'm sitting here like somebody who's coming out. I have that sick, because I know this is such a bad take, but I enjoy it so much. It's not ass. It's not ugh. But I can't put it up there with like Dexter and all that shit. So, but based on how much I enjoy it, I have to put it under, guys, I can't, because I'm gonna rank it the same as Walking Dead. That's a crime. This show is so bad, but I fucking enjoyed it. Okay, this is what I'll do. Ass is reserved for the worst of the worst. Ugh is, because believe it or not, House of the Dragon I did enjoy, and it's an ugh. Bates Motel I did enjoy. Okay, I'll put it in ugh. It's definitely an ugh, right? Okay, another hot take. Stranger Things. My God, cult following. Ugh. I couldn't get into it. I didn't fucking like it. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. The thing is with Stranger Things though, I think I gotta give it another chance, because when I watched it, I was like in the fucking middle of nowhere. I was living somewhere else. I had a lot of shit going on. So I did watch it, and I wasn't crazy about it. But as of right now, it's like, ugh, you know, I'll give it another shot eventually. And we'll revise it. It's got room to grow. So there you go. My main takeaway here is, if you haven't seen Gomorrah, I'm telling you, download it, find it on fucking HBO Max. It is so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me tremendously.